Hey guys, so today we're going to make some beautiful, fabulous, shimmery eyeshadow. Now it's really fun and really simple once you understand the basic steps. And the two main ingredients that we're going to use today are makeup base and color. Now the makeup base, that's going to vary depending on the type of eyeshadow that you want to make. So you could either buy this or make it yourself. And if you do make it yourself, you're going to need these types of ingredients. I'll go ahead and list in the description below what are the powders and clays that I use to make this particular makeup base. The makeup base is going to vary depending on the eyeshadow that you're going to make, like I said before. If you want a pressed powder, that's going to be different than a loose powder recipe. If you're making a matte color, that will be different from a shimmery eyeshadow or metallic eyeshadow. When you're picking the colors for your eyeshadow, you have to make sure that it is approved for cosmetics, and in particular for eyes. Sometimes they'll be approved for cosmetics but not for eyes. They'll be approved for lips or some other part of the body. Once you make that determination though, there are so many colors available in so many companies that you can go to buy your micas and pigments that the possibilities are endless. So that's probably the funnest part for me. So this is what we'll need to make our eyeshadow today. Something to bind the powders with and something to store it in. And we are going to start off really simple today. We are just going to mix our base with one mica color. This is a pink blue or winter rose from TKB Trading. It's just beautiful. It's the cutest thing ever. It is a pinkish blue color and I love it. We're going to need really small measuring spoons. It's going to be the set that measures 1/4 and below, and they usually say things like tad or dash. In this recipe here, I have about 0.8 grams of mica powder and about 1/32 of a teaspoon of makeup base. So the makeup base is a very small amount. And we're going to make sure to mix that really, really well. I usually reserve a grinder like this for pigments, which are much harder to blend. Mica powders are usually pretty easy to blend as long as we mix them well. We don't want any streaks of white or of undissolved color in our final product. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and press this. This is fractionated coconut oil and this is 95% alcohol. The reason that we want 95% alcohol is because we want as little water in our product as possible. Now the fractionated coconut oil is lighter and it does not have the odor of coconut oil. I'm sure there's a better scientific term, I just don't have one for you guys. So what we're going to start off doing is just adding little drops and incrementing as we go. What we're really looking for is the consistency of wet sand. The alcohol will help disperse the oils into the powders, and it will eventually evaporate in the end. that we can use to press the powder. We're gonna have to press that really tight. I have a brass seal that I usually use for wax, but it fits perfectly in the pan, so I like to use that. It also has a seal on it if you want to put some sort of stamp on your eyeshadow. Okay, so I'm trying to show you guys the color we produced, but really the camera wasn't in focus. I'll show you guys in the end what color we got from this. So here we're making sure to press that really tight, and as you can see we have a piece of cloth, and what that does is absorb the excess oil and alcohol that might be in the eyeshadow. What I'm noticing here is that I could have fit a lot more product in this pan, so that's why I'm having to press it harder and harder to fill the edges in. And here I'm showing you guys a couple of different ones that I've made with the same color, and some of them have less and some of them have more. Now you're going to let that dry for about 24 to 48 hours before we store it, and we can store it in one of these individual little clamps like this. I like those personally because then I can just take one color, stick it in my pocket or in my purse. I don't have to take a whole compact, but you can also go ahead and put it in one of these magnetic compacts and store it along with your favorite eyeshadows. You may be asking, well, what if I want to do multiple colors in one pan? Well, guess what? I got you. What I'm going to do now is try to recreate a color that I haven't had much success recreating based on my recipe. So I thought I had it right, but I get different colors every time. I got a much darker color than I anticipated. I really like this eyeshadow. It's beautiful pink, like a goldish pink, and I'm really going to try to recreate it the same way that I have in the original shadow. So I'm looking at my notes just to have an idea of the colors that I use, which I do think I got correct. What I don't have correct in my notes is the amounts. So we're just going to wing it here and try to do the best we can. Again, I always have as a rule of thumb, it's going to be 1/32 of a teaspoon of makeup base powder and about between 1 and 2 grams of eyeshadow, and I could also add perhaps another 1/32 teaspoon of the makeup base. In the description, I'm going to give you more detailed information as to what a basic recipe looks like. So then you can take the makeup base powder and add color, the amount of color that you want based on the powder, the makeup powder. I hope that you guys understood that. But there'll be more information in the description. What I'm showing you here is how practical it can be for you to make your own eyeshadow once you have a good understanding of how to do it. And I also want you to know that it's going to be very experimental, like I'm doing here. Just adding colors just to try and create a new color. So that is probably the most enjoyable thing. When you just start combining colors, you can go ahead and add a beautiful light blue with some of this gold mica and have yourself like a metallic sun blue ocean color. I don't know what I'm talking about any longer. It's probably why I hesitated to record, but anyway, here is what I was trying to recreate. And these are my failed attempts. Let me get that closer for you guys. As you can see, I was way off, and that's okay because this brown color is also beautiful. It's not what I wanted, so I'm working towards making the color that I had the recipe for. It seems close, but when you take a much closer look, they are not the same color. And that's fine. That's perfectly all right. Now I have two beautiful gold shades of pink. So I'm gonna go ahead and press this one just like the first one, looking for the consistency of wet sand, adding little drops at a time. Putting the cloth in between, making sure we absorb any excess liquid. And here we are, pretty close but no cigar. So this is the color that we had, the one we wanted to recreate. And this is what we got. One is lighter, one is darker. Both are beautiful. We'll keep trying though. Now I'm talking to myself.